Ever catch yourself laughing during chaos or obsessing over a crooked frame? These everyday quirks might be secret signals from your subconscious, hinting at fears you never knew existed. If any of these sound familiar, you're in for a wild ride. Don't forget to subscribe for more. Number 7, the laugh that covers the fear. You've seen it. The room gets tense, the air feels thick, and one person starts joking like they're hosting late night TV. The plane shakes, people freeze, and they say, well, at least now I don't have to go to work tomorrow. Seems lighthearted, right? But underneath the laughs is a storm of fear. There's a theory that when our minds face fear, they can't process. They create a distraction. And sometimes that distraction is stand-up comedy. Think of it like an emotional firewall. If things get too intense, humor jumps in to absorb the impact. Imagine this. You're with a friend during a stressful moment, like getting lost at night in a strange city. They're laughing about the GPS having trust issues, but their fingers are twitching and they're walking faster than usual. That humor? It's not confidence, it's cover. Our nervous system sometimes uses jokes to calm itself down, to regain a tiny sliver of control. It says, we're okay, look, we're laughing, even when every instinct is screaming otherwise. Here's the catch. The person doing it might not even know it. To them, it feels natural, like a reflex. But deep down, it's their mind buying time while their emotions catch up. Number 6, the escape artist in every argument. You're mid-conversation, things get slightly heated, and suddenly, someone vanishes. Not literally, but they mentally check out or change the subject entirely. You bring up something that bothered you, and they go, oh wow, is that a new plant? It's not that they don't care, it's that confrontation feels overwhelming. For some, conflict triggers the same alarm bells as danger. Their brain floods with worst-case scenarios. What if they're mad at me? What if this ruins everything? So instead of speaking up, they vanish, emotionally or sometimes physically, like magic, or more accurately, like fear. Picture someone growing up in an environment where disagreements always exploded or ended in silence. Now, even a small debate feels like standing on a frozen lake, waiting for the ice to crack. And the worst part? Even tiny moments, like saying, I disagree, can feel like stepping into a spotlight with everyone watching. Their brain translates everyday conversations into emotional minefields. So they retreat, smile, nod, say, it's fine. But inside, they're spiraling. Over time, this can lead to resentment and bottled up emotions, which only makes the next conversation even harder. And so the cycle continues. Number 5, the over-preparer's hidden chaos. We all know someone who plans like their life depends on it. Weekend trip? They've got itinerary spreadsheets, restaurant reviews from 2011, and 3 backup chargers, just in case the first 2 catch fire. From the outside, it looks like they're just incredibly organized. But zoom in closer, and you'll find a mind that's racing nonstop. This isn't about being efficient, it's about feeling safe. When the world feels unpredictable, some people manage their anxiety by preparing for every possible version of reality. If anything goes off script, they want to be ready. Take Jamie. They booked a hotel and also researched 5 nearby alternatives. Why? You never know. That phrase is their brain's motto. It sounds logical, but underneath it's fear wearing a planner. There's an invisible belief that if they can prepare enough, they can avoid pain, avoid surprises, avoid regret. But life doesn't play by our checklists. And when something unexpected happens, it hits them harder. Because for them, it's not just a detour or delay. It's proof that no amount of preparation is enough. And yet, they'll still make the next list. Because sometimes, control feels safer than calm. Number 4, the fixer of imaginary problems. You walk into a restaurant, and before you even open the menu, your brain's correcting the font. The spacing's off, the colors clash. You haven't even tasted the food, but part of you is redesigning the entire brand. If that's you, it might not be perfectionism. It might be protection. When we feel unsettled inside, our brains look for things to fix outside. That picture frame that's a little tilted, it's not bothering everyone, but to you, it's chaos in disguise. This mindset turns your brain into a 24/7 security guard scanning for flaws. But not because you're picky, because if you can catch every little issue, maybe the big scary ones won't sneak up on you. And here's where it gets tricky. It often spirals into fixing things that don't even need fixing. Suddenly, you're rearranging someone else's bookshelf or rewriting a shared group document alone. It's exhausting, and most people around you don't understand that you're not trying to be annoying. You're just trying to create peace. But the price is that your mind never rests. It's solving problems, real or imaginary, just to feel okay. Number 3, the identity shapeshifter. You've probably met someone like this. With one friend group, they're cracking gaming jokes. With another, they're suddenly an art critic. Their interests shift like sand depending on who's around. It seems like they're just easygoing, but for some, it's something deeper. Their subconscious tells them, to be accepted, you have to blend in perfectly. And so, they adapt. Not out of dishonesty, but out of survival. Maybe they once felt rejected for being different, or they never knew which version of themselves was enough. So instead of choosing, they become everyone else's ideal. It's not acting, it's a reflex. Their voice changes slightly, their hobbies adjust, their opinions, well, those depend on who's asking. The downside, they're surrounded by people, but still feel lonely because nobody really knows the real them, not even themselves sometimes. They've learned how to be liked by everyone, but being known, that's a whole different skill. Number 2, the micromanager's inner panic. You're working on a project. Everything's going fine. And then your boss, friend, or partner swoops in asking for an update on something due next week. They're checking in, double-checking, maybe even triple-checking. You feel suffocated. But here's the twist. They're not doing it because they think you'll mess up. They're afraid they will. To someone with a deep fear of failure or being exposed as not enough, letting go feels like skydiving without a parachute. So they cling to the details. They hover. They manage everything down to font size. Even when they say, I trust you, their actions say otherwise. It's not about you. It's about them needing constant reassurance that nothing will fall apart. Because if it does, they believe it reflects directly on their worth. But ironically, this behavior often pushes others away, causing the very chaos they're trying to prevent. It's like holding on to sand. The tighter they grip, the more slips through. Number 1, the fortress made of clutter. Everyone's got that one drawer full of mystery items, old keys, dead batteries, cords with no known purpose. But for some people, that drawer spills over into every room, every surface, every corner. This isn't laziness, it's fear in physical form. Holding on to things, broken remotes, old receipts, unused containers, can become a way of holding on to control. Each object has a what if attached. What if I need it? What if I throw it out and regret it? The clutter isn't just stuff, it's a story, memories, insurance against the unknown. Take Lisa. Her home is full of things she never uses, but each item has a meaning. That cracked mug, her favorite back in college. Those old magazines, from a time she felt inspired. Letting go feels like losing a piece of her timeline. But over time, the collection grows into a fortress, one that's supposed to protect, but ends up imprisoning. There's comfort in the familiar, even if it's piled up around you. But sometimes freedom means letting go of what you thought you'd need, and trusting that you'll be okay without it. If you've seen yourself in any of these behaviors, laughing too hard, running from conflict, obsessing over details, you're not alone. These habits aren't flaws, they're signals. Messages from your subconscious trying to say, I'm scared, and this is how I cope. The challenge? These coping strategies work, until they don't. Eventually, the jokes stop landing, the clutter gets overwhelming, and the plans fall apart. And that's when you get a choice. Do you keep building defenses? Or do you start listening to what those defenses are protecting? Understanding these patterns isn't about fixing yourself. It's about getting curious, not what's wrong with me, but what is my mind trying to protect me from? So here's the question. Which of these 7 habits do you see in yourself or someone you care about? Drop your answer in the comments. And if you're curious about what else your mind might be hiding behind your day-to-day habits, hit that subscribe button. We've only scratched the surface. More eye-opening content is on the way, and you won't want to miss what's coming next.